Welcome to Subramani. These days, I'm trying to answer questions in a more detailed manner. Of course, people, 90% of the things are thank you, sir, very good. I learnt a lot, some kind of things where I don't really have much to do. But today I got a question which says, I'm a 30-year-old working in Mumbai. I'm assuming is a male. And I earn rupees 22 lakhs per annum, which I think is a good salary. Maybe he's a finance professional, maybe he's an IT professional. He has not mentioned that. And my take-home salary is 1.4 lakhs per month. Should I buy a house in Panvel for 70 lakhs? Or should I stay on rent? My EMI will be 49,000 per month. Obviously, he's making some down payment for 20 years. My rent is 17,000 in Nerul. I can't afford in Nerul and I'm not married. So when he says I can't afford in Nerul, I think he means I can't afford to buy in Nerul. So if he's buying, he's going to be buying in Panvel instead of Nerul. And in Nerul, he's paying 17,000 rupees rent. Maybe he'll pay lesser rent. Maybe he'll pay 12,000 or 11,000 or maybe 10,000 in Panvel. But that has not come for consideration because he is not considering renting in Panvel. He is only considering living or renting in Nerul and buying in Panvel. If he goes to Panvel, he'll take the inconvenience of traveling a little more, but he'll buy. He'll not go and stay on rent in Panvel. That's what it looks like. So again, it's the analysis is between should I be buying or should I be renting. So to decide whether to buy the 70 lakh house in Panvel or continue renting, I analyzed and I asked one of the kids I know to analyze based on assumption of the current market price we are doing this video in August 2025, in fact end of August 2025. So home interest rates prevailing now is about 8% and the common range is 7.35 also available, but maybe his credit score will not allow him to get that. So I'm assuming 8% across HDFC, SBI, ICICI, etc. The loan amount is about 58 lakhs because he said 49,000 is the EMI for 20 years. And so this works out at 8%. It works out to about down payment of 12 lakhs for a 70 lakh house. So 58 lakhs is what he's borrowing. Additional buying costs, which he has not considered, which I would consider is maybe stamp duty, brokerage, etc., which will, registration fees, all that would amount to about 4 lakhs, almost 4 lakhs, in fact 3.8 lakhs. And I don't know who is going to pay it. Obviously, maybe his parents are chipping in or something, but that cost does not seem to have been considered because when he says 70 lakhs, I don't think he's talking about all-inclusive 70 lakhs. So this is another 4 lakhs. Property could appreciate by 8% annually because of the new airport and stuff like that. But normal appreciation is 4 to 6% in places like Panvel. That's what it will do. Though there will be aberrations of 1 year going negative and 1 year going to 12%. But 8% is what I'm assuming. I may be wrong. But largely because of the infrastructure to be developed around the airport and things like that, rents may go up in Nerul. So he might be better off buying. So I'm not getting into what will happen. But again, rent could escalate at least 7-8% in a place like Nerul where there's not enough supply coming. And there are a lot of educational institutes, hospitals where there's a lot of demand from young doctors, nurses, students, etc. So rent could go up slightly higher rate than the national average. 7% escalation is what happens in Navi Mumbai according to Google. And the Navi Mumbai, where it has risen by 7 to 8% year on year recently, and it could even go to 25 to 30% depending on if you're wedded to that location. I want to be in this location. For this guy, there does not seem to be any such thing. He's not married, doesn't have children, so school, nothing really matters. Investment returns, I'm assuming investment returns could be in the region of 10 to 12% because I expect equity returns to come down. Equity returns of 12% is fantastic. and he may not get that because sorry, he will at best go for some hybrid scheme to save some taxation on the debt portion. So I'm assuming 10 to 12% return is what he'll get, and time horizon is obviously 20 years. I'm assuming that he will pay the loan only over 20 years. He'll not be in a hurry to pay off in 3 years, 5 years kind of a thing. Though some people, everybody tries. Every 20-year loan actually gets over in 7 years. I'm not fully doing anything on the taxation part because I do not know how much taxation is going to be changing. If he's a typical case where he should file under the old scheme because he must be having some HRA, he will start getting this ATC benefit. He's anyway getting his PF as his ATC benefit. So some of those things help. So he should perhaps be looking at filing under the old return. So there will be some deductions under ATC and all, but I am ignoring that for taxation purposes. Inflation, ignoring brokerage fees, etc., it will be 12.5% for capital gains tax as and when he sells. So what are the key financial comparisons? That's what I've done or got done. The housing decision for 20 years, renting scenario, if you invest the down payment and stamp duty upfront, which is 4 lakhs, and his savings in EMI, which would be the rent that he's paying currently 17,000, and the EMI would have been slightly higher at 49,000. So there is a 32,000 or 35,000 kind of a gap, which is that much of less money he'll be able to invest. So buying scenario, you own the appreciated house, which is perhaps fully paid, but forego investing for upfront costs and monthly difference. So a lot of things when buying, and 8% property appreciation, the property could be worth 3.26 crores after 20 years. House value grows to 3.26, and the EMI acts as forced savings. So if he's a person, if you are kind of a person who needs to be disciplined, who says, oh no, this month let me skip my SIP, next month I will do, kind of a person, then this EMI is useful because nobody skips EMIs. So then renting, again base 10% investment return, your property will be worth 2.78 crores and your investments will grow, but rent also eventually exceeds the EMI by year 17, right? So that erodes some part of your saving. Buying, very optimistically, the end result is a 4.71 crore appreciation of 10%. Then maybe the payment, and Panvel does boom. Then buying obviously wins big time. Now, the problem is when you're talking of 20 years, you do not know what will be the rate of appreciation, rate of inflation, rate of interest, how much your salary will go up by, whether you will end up repaying in 4 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. I have no answer to all those questions. Those you have to answer yourself. So, base case insight is very simple. Buying edges out if property appreciates by 9% and you earn about 11% on your investments. So that has to happen. If Panvel appreciates faster, let's say 10, 11% because of whatever reasons. Recently it has gone up by 20, 25% also when this airport was announced, which means about 10 years ago. And places like Ulve and all have really well developed. So if you can, so that is one thing. Secondly, consistently will you get 12% in investing? I don't know, but definitely your interest rates will be around this much, or it could go higher, right? Interest rates may not go much lower, so it would go higher. So if interest rates goes higher, then your cost goes up. Secondly, some other costs will go up. Immediately when you have a 70 lakh loan, you have to take a 70 lakh term insurance at the minimum, right? You don't want your parents to go around raising money to pay the EMI in case you drop dead. So that will change. Affordability check is you have 1.4 lakhs per month and your EMI is about 49,000, which is about 40% of your take home pay, or 50% of your take home pay is what a banker looks for. But you are at 35%. I mean, at 1.4 lakhs, you're at 35%. Sorry, at 1.4 lakhs and 49K, you're at 35% of your take home. EMI proportion. This is not bad, but it leaves you very little scope for borrowing for for a car or things like that. Any other borrowing will be very, very squeezed. So renting leaves more money, 1.23 lakhs after 17K rent, giving you more flexibility for emergencies or investing. Break even happens at about 10-12 years. So if you're not going to live for 10 years in Panvel, or you don't know, like if you get married to another professional and you both of you decide to go to Dubai for some work or Bangalore for some work, you won't be stuck with a property and saying, oh my god, I have to pay rent there and EMI here, I can't give it out on rent, and the rent that I'm getting is much less than the EMI. Then those kind of things is a problem. Other non-financial factors is commute. If you're working somewhere at BKC or at VT, now we are going to travel maybe 20-25 minutes more. This is, I know this place, right? So if you ask me this question in Delhi or something, I won't be able to answer, but I know that Nerul is the place where I live, so I know you're going to take 1 hour by train, or if you're at BKC, you're going to take a little lesser time by train, but then you're going to get into a company bus or auto or something like that. So your commute will increase, your lifestyle changes because you're going to sit with friends and party and things like that. Greater scope in Nerul perhaps than in Panvel. And the risks are interest rates going up. That's a huge risk. Interest rates can go up. Right now, interest rates don't look like they'll go up, but your interest rate is the cycle. So when interest rates go up, perhaps your salary also goes up. You may be able to afford, but that's a risk that you have. Renting, you have landlord issues. The landlord will throw you out, or when you go and ask a broker, he'll say, oh, people in this building are not giving to bachelors or any of those, or only bachelors are available as a chamari because the house is expensive. Suppose you get a house with 45,000 rupees rent in Panvel and you are sharing it with 3 people, then those risks associated with that are there. Market could go up faster, rental yields could, rent could go up faster, all those risks are there. But my one line conclusion is, if you are going to live in that house for at least 12 years, buy. If you're going to live for a few years, then look for a change of job, rent. Thank you.